Bullbosphorus. Alright, welcome back everybody. Bullbosphorus in the 737. Today our flight from Eelde airport to Berlin. Welcome back everybody. Kerim Nefes and MKD biri Eray mı dedi. Hepiniz hoş geldiniz. Welcome on board. Twice as one. Hello sir, welcome on board. This flight will be from Eelde to Berlin with a 737. We have planned everything into FMC, so we are actually ready to go. Before we go, I will inform you about the flight. I will give some flight information. For this flight, we have 105 passengers on board, and temperature at Eelde. I'm gonna look at where the METAR codes for this. It seems okay. Temperature seems 1 degrees, and QNH is 0999er. So we have perfect weather here. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, let's jump up into the cockpit and let's prepare the flight. Oops, look at that. We have to turn on the window heaters. Here we go, turn on the window heaters. In about a few minutes it will be clean up all the window. Aleyküm selam, Batu Kara Hussein. Welcome on board. Right, we go start with checklist. Go to the before start checklist, and we're gonna check the flight deck control door is closed. We can check it there on the overhead panel. All the doors are closed. CDU display is set. N1 books is checked. IIS books is checked. MCP, we have to set the MCP. It's not checked, so we're gonna do that first. We're gonna check the speed. What is the takeoff speed for? Let's do V2. V2 plus 15. So I'm gonna do 200. All right. Bilgisayar gelecek, 1-2 hafta içinde geliyor inşallah. Bunu tamamlayacağız. Şimdilik uçuşumuza devam ediyoruz arkadaşlar. FMC'mizden tüm bilgileri alıyoruz. We have put in all the information in the FMC, so we're actually ready to go. So turn on the seatbelt signs.
Captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt.
So I'm gonna set the MCP for departure. I'm gonna use runway 05 or no, runway 23 for departure. So I'm gonna select heading 230 and or climbing altitude. I'm gonna select 6000. And for this flight, we're gonna use flight level 270. Let me give some information about the aircraft, the fuel and weight and balance settings. As you can see, we have a payload 105 passengers on board, which includes that payloading is 8.4 kilograms, and or zero fuel weight is 49.8 kilograms. For this flight we need 9,600 kilograms fuel. So this is including the extra fuel, taxiing, climbing, and cruise, descending, and so on. So totally we need 9,600 kilograms for this flight. All right. For the takeoff, we're gonna use 22.9er center configuration, and this is it. Yolculuk 1 saatlik bir yolculuk olacaktır. Kısa bir uçuş. Hollanda'dan Almanya uçuşu. Berlin, yani Berlin olacaktır. Şu an MCP'mizi, her şeyimizi doldurduk. Let's turn on the flight directors and course heading 230. And this is it. And the vertical speed, we do 3,000 feet per minute for the takeoff. And we're checking our total fuel, 9.5 total fuel. Right. We go back to the before startup checklist. MCP is completed, so we're gonna do this taxi takeoff briefing. We go to the pushback before we can go. We turn on the fuel pumps later on. So let's turn on and go to the ground service. We're gonna use the pushback, or maybe we don't need it. We can actually go to the right, so we don't need the pushback. But let's clean the ground. We're gonna disconnect the GPU. And we turn on the APU again. There we have got electrical on board. Alright, so we are ready to start up. Alright, we remove the chocks and go ahead, continuing the pushback transponders as required. Let me look. Michael Jackson, hoş geldin. Aleykümselam. Abi sen bence Twitch başla demişsiniz. Twitch'imiz var zaten. Twitch'ten de abone olabilirsiniz. Şu an aynı anda Twitch'ten de canlı yayınımız var, yani oradan da izleyebilirsiniz. Hiç sorun değil. Şu an squawk kodumuzu da şuraya dolduralım. Let's fill in 4202. This is our squawk code, and our active frequency is Unicom 122.80. We check that. Alright, transponder as needed. Parking brake by ground handling checked after pushback. Hydraulic pumps turn on the hydraulic pumps. So we are ready to start up our engine. We're gonna start with engine number 2. So we're gonna turn on the engine start levers to the right, and we're gonna starting the anti-collision lights. Turn on wing and the wheel lights.
For departure.
ISO valve to auto. IPO bleed.
Boarding is now complete. Flight attendants prepare the
Okay, the cabin is secured.
We keep that left and right packs turned off. So so we're actually ready to start up. Yeah, buddy.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard.
Right, engine number 2, we are starting.
However, we cannot do so while anybody's standing in the aisle. So we ask that you please take your seats at this time before your seatbelt is securely fastened. Thank you.
Evet, aynen 737 800 model 73800. And there is the 26. We switching this one for number 2. Evet arkadaşlar, yeni bilgisayar bir iki hafta içerisinde gelecektir. Yeni bilgisayarımızı bekliyoruz. Hepinize sürpriz olacaktır. Sürpriz anda geleceğim. Alright, engine number 2 is stable, so switch the engine starter to left. Moving to ground. There it is at 20 and 26. We can start up the engine. It's spooling, and there we go. Number 1 starting. Evet, display'imiz 11.30'dan sonra düzeldi. Primary flight display'imiz gördüğünüz gibi bütün hız ve yükseklik gördüğünüz gibi geri geldi. We go back to the engine start. Checklist is already done. Before taxi checklist, we're gonna do that later. So after startup checklist, engine start switches to continuous. Left and right pack auto. IPU bleed off. Hydraulic pumps left and right on. Propit A and B turn on. And we turn on the left and right generators and turn off the APU. Right, generators 1 and 2 is on, checked. Propit is on, checked. Wing anti-ice as needed. Is not needed. Engine anti-ice not needed. Pack switches auto. ISO valve auto. APU bleed off. Engine start switches continuous, checked. Engine start levers idle, checked. Ground equipment clear, verify. Let's verify if the ground is clear. There's no ground equipment anymore, so it's clear. Flap lever, set takeoff flaps. That's number 5, flaps 5. Once again, and there it is, flap 5. Let's verify, and the display if it is going to flap 5. There it is, flap 5'ımıza getirdik. Flap lever 5 set flight control. Let's do a flight control check. Alright, here we go. Left, right aileron, elevators up, elevator down, left rudder and right rudder checked. Spoilers down. Down the tent. Alright, flight control checked. Lower the U is to blank checked. Before taxi checklist is completed. Alright, we go back and go to the next page. Is the takeoff. Takeoff checklist is of course for the takeoff. So we are actually ready. But before we go, we're gonna turn on the taxi lights and the runway turn off lights. Alright. Let's turn on the fuel pumps for the center. All right, releasing the park and brake. Here we go. Taxiing to runway 23. We take the Alpha taxiway, heading to Delta taxiway. Eraycığım, tek yaşamıyorum. Hayır. Ailemle yaşıyorum tabi. Alright, there is the holding point. Runway 23. So we set the park and brake. Park and brake is not setting. Right, before takeoff procedure, before entering the runway, departure runway correct. Let's verify that. It's runway 23, that's correct. Strobe lights. Turn on the strobe lights. Other lights as needed. We're gonna turn on the landing lights later. So transponder, T-A-R-A. Let's do that. T-A-R-A. There it is. Set and checked. Fixed landing lights. Turn on. Thrust level approach 40. After engine stabilize. Takeoff, go around. Set. Oh, that's for later. Alright. Release the park and brake. And we're gonna line up runway 23. Yo, de Jota Tube. Shamon. Welkom. Eindelijk even een leuke vlucht vanuit Nederland. 737 KLM. Vanuit Groningen. Een vliegtuig. Alright, runway 23.
On runway 23.
Yes, runway 23. Alright, RTO brake is set. Landing lights. Strobe lights is on. Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for takeoff. Left and right packs off, checked. And the auto throttle. Turn on the auto throttle, here we go. Power set 40. Thrust set. Okay, 80 knots, cross check. V1, rotate. V2, positive rate, gear up. Stable climb.
1000.
Right, nose down. Flap 1. Speed 200, flaps up. Past the barrow, so let's do the transition altitude is set to standard. So we're going to use flight level. Alright, we turn to the west. I mean to the east. Yeah, we're gonna go to the east. To Germany. Autopilot on. We have to contact with tower on 125.75. 125.75. Amsterdam West control, good evening, goedenavond, KLM 980 is with you, sir. Kunt u de squawk quote nogmaals herhalen? Ik heb het niet meegekregen. Ik hoorde net iemand, twee mensen tegelijk door elkaar heen praten. Ja, 3131 squawk code, KLM 980. Alright, squawk code set. Right, after takeoff checklist, gear up and off, flaps up, RTO brake off. Roger, climbing flight level 250, KLM 980. Right, we have permission for flight level 250. Right, 10,000 feet passed. We go for speed limits above 300 knots. We turn off the landing lights. Runway turn off lights and taxi lights is off. Logo lights off and wing and the wheel lights turn off. Not on intercept heading, so we can select or intercepting the direct to Dotop, KLM 980. Oops, Delbach. Kunt u het misschien schriftelijk naar mij toe zenden over? Ja, Dobak. KLM 980 direct to Dobak. We moeten direct naar Dobak. Ja, dankjewel. Switching to 122.80. Fijne avond. We switch to Unicorn 122.80 and let's turn off our throttles. Throttle camera is not needed anymore. Look at that, how beautiful it looks with Ortho 4X. This is Groningen. beautiful scenery on the ground.
Goedenavond, Scalum 405 is on stand Echo 22 with information post requesting push. Scalum 405, pushback purpose. Push and start. Okay, then push it.
Right, we are almost at flight level 270. Let me look. At this point, we're gonna turn to the right at Dobak to Empit. So we're gonna select flight level 270. The takeoff procedure is completed, so we're gonna go to climbing cruise checklist. We passed 10,000 feet, so passenger sign is not needed anymore. So turn it off.
1,000 to go.
All transition altitude, altimeter set, standard is already set. Altimeter cross check, verify. Before top of descent, mod route for arrival as needed. I'll do that later. There it is. Flight level 270. Yılmaz Melikoğlu, hoş geldiniz. Welcome on board. İyi yayınlar demişsiniz. Giresun'dan sağ olun. Teşekkürler. Orhancığım hoş geldiniz. Look at that. We have 96 knots tailwind coming from 293. As you can see, our aircraft is correcting that automatically, the autopilot. So let me give you some information about this flight. We're currently flying at flight level 270 and we flying. Oh, there we have got a cabin altitude warning. So let's turn it to flight level 270. I didn't expect that because on the first step I turned that on to flight level 230. But the beeping sound is for the cabin altitude warning sound. That must be turned off. Dat was de cabine altitude waarschuwing. Die hebben we weer hersteld. Ik wilde net even mijn thee gaan drinken, maar het is een beetje koud geworden.
ASUS ground, KLM 475, requesting taxi. KLM 475, taxi to holding point, runway 180. Taxi to holding point Act 5 by of runway 18 left for 475.
Hayır Yılmaz, daha almadım. İnşallah haftaya alacağım. Bir iki hafta içerisinde tamamlayacağız inşallah. Beklemede olun. Kısa bir sürede olacaktır. Daha güzel, yüksek kalitede uçacağız. Right, let's go to the FMC and let's check when the time is for descending. About 110 nautical miles we're going to descend. It's 12:54 Zulu time. It's about 50 minutes.
Thousand to go.
Halil'cim merhaba, hoş geldin. Bir dahaki yayın A350 olur mu diye sormuşsunuz. Sanmıyorum. Çünkü A320 ile ya da 737'leri ya da A330'ları genelde sık sık kullandığım için bu 3 uçaktan harici uçaklara olmaz yani, sadece özel uçuşlarda yapabiliriz.
Contact Amsterdam Tower, I think, 119.25. I know. Yeah, that's correct. I know.
Alexa Goon is now following. Thank you very much, Alexa Goon, for your subscription. Thank you.
Door taxis and Delta 49er at 55, also in the Light Center. Delta 49.
Wanneer wordt de tweede sandwich geserveerd? Daar kunnen we gelijk nu alvast mee beginnen. Een beetje last van die cabin altitude. Dat is niet goed. Dat is heel vreemd. Wat is dit dan? Let me turn that off. Simulate blackout. No blackout. We don't want to black out. Alright. We gaan beginnen met de tweede servering. Is die cabine altitude waarschuwing? Left and right packs, auto. Misschien doet hij het nou. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your captain speaking from the flight deck. We're gonna start our second food service for this short flight. Hope you're enjoying the flight with KLM. We have several clouds around us, and about 15 minutes we're gonna start our descending. So thank you very much for choosing KLM, and hope to see you in the next flight. Thank you. Het was een beetje een kort gesprek. Nou, de wolken zijn in één keer weg. Malte Wallin, which cities are flying between, and why did you land so hard in the Turkish Airlines 737 video? This is a flight between the Netherlands and Germany, so there are no other countries between these two lands, so these are neighbors. And for your second question, why I landed so hard with the Turkish Airlines 737, I don't know which video you meant about. Because I've flown several times or much more time with Turkish Airlines and other flights, so I can't remember which flight you're meaning. Let me look to the descent point. We have 59 nautical miles to go for descending. Before we starting with descending, we're gonna choose the landing runway. Look the METAR at so the wind is from 119 at 4 knots. Visibility is more than 10 kilometers. Few clouds at 1900, 2 degrees, QNH 1004, and no significant change. So nice, the video when you land on a runway who is at the coast, and the coast is water, beach, steep hill and runway. I don't know, I can't remember. Coast is water, beach, steep hill. Maybe it was in Palma. Oh ja, misschien inderdaad, ja, misschien bedoelt hij Pegasus. Yeah, maybe you mean Pegasus 737. There was a crash scene in Turkey last year. A 737 from Pegasus airline. They crashed into the grass on the runway, so they skidded. So we have to contact with 123.22. 1322. 123. German control, good evening. KLM 980 at flight level 270, heading direct to Bravo Kilo Delta is with you.
KLM 980, radar, good evening. Cleared Phoebus 3 hotel arrival. Proceed direct in waypoint in NASA and Nova Alpha Sierra Alpha Tango.
Bird Martyr, hello, Seabird 4, Lima flight level 330.
Bremen controller KLM 980 didn't copy, please repeat the transmission.
Speedbird 4 Lima and Bremen standby short. KLM 980 Phoebus 3 hotel arrival. Waypoint is called in NASA November Alpha Sierra Alpha Tango.
Yeah, NASAT KLM 980 for 3 hotel.
Speedbird 4 Lima Bremen, good evening, identified. You are cleared for the Bartel 3 hotel arrival.
Batte 3 hotel.
Flight level 70. Flight level 270.
Descend flight level 270 and cleared for hotel for hotel arrival, Seabird 4 Lima.
KLM 980, expect NASA at level 80, descent flight level 140.
Copy that, NASA 80 arrival and descent flight level 140 KLM 980. So passengers, seatbelt sign. Fasten their seatbelts. So we are starting or descending.
KLM 980, waypoint Nazat is on heading 100. Nazat is heading 100, please fly heading 100.
Yeah, direct to Nasat, KLM 980.
Yeah, KLM 980, direct Nazat, which is on a heading of 100 degrees.
Yeah, turning heading 100 degrees, direct to Nasat, KLM 980.
Schönen guten Abend, hier Wings 193, Flight level 160. Hier Wings 193 Bravo, Rimmer Radar, good evening. Continue
Ja,
climb
ich
flight
bin
level
keine
290.
Berliner.
Flight level 290, here Wings 193 Bravo. For Lima East and flight level 160, proceed the waypoint in Nazat.
Descend flight level 160, speed waypoint Nazareth, speed before Lima.
Let's use the spoilers a little bit. Use the spoilers.
Ryanair 7 Victor X-ray, contact Warsaw on 12545, 12505, John.
North of Warsaw, 125, this is 456 for Ryanair 7 Victor X-ray, good evening, bye.
Let's do the checklist before we descend.
KLM 980, contact arrival 119.625, 119.625.
119.625, KLM 980, thank you. Good evening. One-one-niner 625. Approach, good evening, at flight level 150, direct to Nasat, KLM 980.
KLM 980, radar, good evening, information. To quarantine, flight level 100.
Descending flight level 100, KLM 980.
1,000 to go.
Spoilers down to 10th. Alright, let's continue with the checklist. System annunciator recall. Approach ref page. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Gonna use flaps 30. Speed is 139. Right, wind correction is +5, so we're gonna land with 144. This is our landing speed, and gross weight is 57.8 thousand kilograms landing weight. Yusuf Emre, şarjım az kaldı, bitmek üzere demiş. VREF is entered, radio baro minimums as needed. Landing altitude is 100, so we're gonna set the baro to 100. There it is, baro to 100. Minimums as needed. Navigation radio set to verify. Auto brake as needed. Of course, it's needed. We can use auto brake too. Right heading 100, KLM 980. Right, we're below 10,000 feet, so select speed to 40. Let's use a little bit spoilers to reduce the speed. MKD hoş geldin. Aleykümselam. Şu an approach'tayız. Right, let's turn on the landing lights, runway lights, taxi lights.
Expect more down and 5 minutes to be into the airspace.
Didn't copy the last transmission, KLM 980, please repeat.
980, expect more down in 5 miles to keep you in predicted airspace, just for your next.
Yeah, thank you very much. Use spoilers a little bit.
KLM 980, flight level 100, if you want to be descending, climb flight level 100. KLM 980, stop descending immediately, climb flight level 100.
Roger, stop climbing.
KLM 980, we are still descending.
KLM 980, climbing back to flight level 100, excuse.
Yeah, KLM 980, now you can descend. Now you can 4,000 feet, finish 1004, but please next time wait for clearance.
Descending 4,000 feet, copy the QNH, KLM 980. Descent procedure is completed. Let's go to quick to approach. If flaps 15 landing needed, ground proximity flaps inhibit. At or above 10,000 feet, fixed landing lights. That's currently it's on. Passenger signs is as needed. We turned that on. As transition level, all emitters. Get the transition QNH 1004.
Brim radar, hello again, Speedbird 4 Lima, flight level 180, descending 140.
Speedbird 4 Lima, Bremen radar, hello, identified. This information to current speed and flight level 100.
Information to is current and flight level 100, Speedbird 4 Lima.
Beetje bewolkt in Berlijn. Ja, we gaan de mist in, ja inderdaad, een beetje slecht. Nog steeds op de clearance van de approach. Hier is de luchthaven.
KLM 980, Bremen.
KLM 980, say it again.
KLM 980, contact Bremen radar, all director on frequency 12, caution on initial contact only, goodbye.
Didn't copy the frequency, please repeat the frequency for me.
KLM 980, frequency 121 decimal 12. 121 decimal 12.
Copy 121 decimal 12 KLM 980. Thank you. Good evening. We hebben wat vanavond, zeg. 121. Oké. Berlin approach. Good evening. KLM 980 at 4,000 feet is with you.
KLM 980 directing incoming identity.
Right, let's turn on the camera. Camera for the throttle. There we are. What a rare approach is this. Alright, there is the master caution turned on, so we're gonna turn that off. Fuel pumps, center fuel pumps turned off. Descent 3000 feet, KLM 980. Buradan yer gözüktü. Şu an 3000 fite alçalmamızı istedi kule. Yani yaklaşma. 3000 fite alçalıyoruz. Sağ tarafımızda da havalimanı olması gerek. Bayağı bir uçaklar var yerde. Hızımızı biz biraz düşürelim. Speed 220. Reducing the speed to 220, making clear for the approach.
KLM 980, turn right heading 180.
Roger, right heading 180, KLM 980. Alright, there is the flap 1 sign, so we're gonna hit reducing speed to 190. Flaps 1. Approach procedure. Passenger signs are on. Flaps and landing lights are on. Altimeter set. Right heading 260, ready for 28 right, KLM 980.
I guess turn right heading 260 and you are clear for the island for runway
269. Right heading 260 and ready for ILS approach 28 right, KLM 980.
KLM 980, right heading 30 and you're cleared for the island for runway 26 right.
I'll copy that. Right heading 230 and runway 26 right, KLM 90. Let's select our frequency 100 approach. Gear down. Flaps 15. Establish on runway 26 right, KLM 90.
KLM 90, check takeoff 124, 525, bye-bye.
Sir, could you write the frequency for me, please?
I'll try again. 124, 52.
Thank you, sir. 124 decimal 52. Thank you. Continuing.
That's correct. Bye-bye.
Nou zeg. Approach, good evening. KLM 90 established on runway 26 right. We are ready for landing.
KLM 90, very good evening. Wind 190 degrees, 5 knots, 26 right, clear to land.
Copy the wind, clear to land, runway 26 right, KLM 90. Alright, we are ready for the landing. Sağ olun MK'cım. Sağ olun, sizlere de iyi inişler olsun. Alright, landing checklist. Landing lights are on. Engine start switch is continuous. Auto brake to flaps 30, gear down, green lights checked. And report. Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for landing.
Approaching 26 right.
Runway inside. Alright, autopilot off. Landing. Too high.
100. Approaching minimums. 50.
landing, long landing, 7,000 feet remaining.
Spoilers and reverse thrust. Acceptable landing, so it was a good landing. Asfalt ağladı be.
80 knots.
And 60 knots. Spoilers down the 10th.
Welcome to Eagle, head left.
It's retracting.
Left.
Vacating to the left, KLM 980. Thank you.
Yep, and KLM 980 cross runway 26 left, and on the other contact ground 121.75. Bye bye.
Thank you, cross 26 left, and going to 121.75, KLM 980.
Approaching 08 right.
Tower, good day, Air Baltic 549 are approaching, holding point runway 26 left. Air Baltic 349, Ticket Tower, very good evening, wind 180 degrees.
Willkommen in Deutschland!
Have a nice night.
Deutschland! Deutschland!
Runway 26 left, Air Baltic 549.
Nou, dat was een mooie landing. Was een acceptabele landing geweest. We moeten even switchen naar 121.75.
Thank you, Towers, Planet 356, approaching holding point runway 26 left.
Ground, good day, KLM 980 on the ground, taxiing is with you.
Confirm last station, KLM 980.
We are on the ground. We are with you for requesting to the parking.
KLM 980 to the ground with me. Taxi gate 16 via Sierra Mike Papa Whiskey.
21 to gate 16 via Sierra 9 Whiskey, KLM 980. Alright, we go to gate 16 via Sierra 9 Whiskey.
Ryanair Echo 6 with us, please.
Ryanair Echo 6, holding point 26 left via Sierra Echo.
Holding point 26 left by Sierra, please. Ryanair Echo 6.
Sierra 9 Whiskey. There's the whiskey, so we go here to whiskey. Hakan'cım hoş geldiniz. Özlediniz ama yayın bitmek üzere neredeyse. İnşallah bir iki haftaya bilgisayarımız geliyor. Yapacağız inşallah bilgisayarımızda. Yakında daha çok yayınlar yapacağız. Şimdilik uçuşumuz bir günlük bu kadar. Tek uçuşluk. Gate 9'a gitmemiz lazım. Gate 9.
I make 600 to 124.52. Have a safe flight, goodbye.
Contact tower on 1245 thank you very much for around ASUS.
Parking brake set.
EDDT van moeten naar Motherboard 388 request pushback. Land 388 TV down evening. Closed facing east.
Alright, turn off the runway lights and taxi lights. Local lights off. Position lights steady. Anti-collision off. Wing and wheel lights turned off. Ground KLM 980 engines shut down and flight plan is closed.
KLM 980, thank you for flying. See you next time.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening. Switching to Unicom 122.80. Alright, we're switching to Unicom. Here it is, 122.80. Let's do the checklist, landing, and gonna use the after landing checklist. Auto brake is off, speed brakes lever down. This is already done. Go to shutdown procedure. Parking brake is set, electrical power is set, engine start levers cut off. Fasten seat belts sign, we turn that off. Anti-collision lights are off, fuel pump switches off, cabin util as needed. Wing anti-ice is off. De Jota tube, adios mate, rustig aan, fijne avond hè. Engine anti-ice is off. Hydraulic panel, we turn off the hydraulic panel. Hydraulics left and right off. Window heats left and right turned off. Probe heat off. And the fuel pumps left and right is off. Pack switches auto. Isolation valve open, engine bleed on, IP bleed. Let me check that IP bleed, turn that on. Exterior lights as needed, flight directors off, turn off the flight directors. Checked. Transponder standby, checked. APU switch as needed, it's not needed. Checklist is completed, so we don't gonna secure the aircraft. Alright, let me turn off the VATSIM, and then we're gonna do a replay mode for the landing. Disconnect. Alright, that was the flight from Eelde to Berlin within airtime 15 minutes. I mean 50 minutes. So here we go for the replay mode. I think this is a good one, this place. Alright, thank you very much guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Hope to see you next time on the next flight, and have a nice evening. Bye bye. God.